Hi everyone. Happy uh, Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? And happy New Year's Eve. This is, I know my last video was pretty long, so I'm going to make this one pretty short. Just wanted to do something a little different. I think another video I have planned is going to be a little talk heavy, so like I wanted to do something fun, kind of in between. And this is a quick review of 2025 for me. I picked my 5 favorite pages of the year, um, which is a little bit, I made kind of I cheated a little, but 5 pages essentially, and then I have a couple honorable mentions, hoping to keep this, 10 minutes, 15 tops, um, and yeah, uh, So for the year, it definitely was one of my lowest volume years for coloring. I've been coloring 7 years now, 7.5, and definitely was a very low volume year. I felt like overall I did more, maybe more like pencil and like I spent more time on pages than I have in years past, but a lot of health issues, cat issues, work issues, really just, it was a hard year. Um, and it was a hard year, I feel like can be something anybody can say for like 10 to 15 different reasons for each person. But in regards to coloring, it was a hard year with everything else. However, I did do some really good coloring this year. And so I figured I would show some of it in case you missed my completed pages or kind of just wanted to, see after a year what my favorites were and for various reasons. Christmas Cuties by Joshua Dunbar. This was his re-release version of it in the large print book. I don't know if he still has a travel size available, but I prefer the larger pages. And the page I did, maybe, here it is. Probably doesn't surprise anybody I'd have at least one cat page in here. He actually, I think, noted this in a story recently, and it reminded me of this page, and I love it. It was a marker base with some stencil work, shading with pastel pencils, and then a little bit, it might be hard to see here, a little bit of glitter on the snow on the window. I love his cat pictures, Alexander Francis's cat pictures, and I did like the diamond texture on the curtains. I can't remember where I came up with this color scheme, but I really like it. It's a little different than what I normally do, and played around a little bit with some acrylic paint pen with highlights. I used chalk pastel to create kind of a frosted window look, and I tried to color the cat like Bimo and Winry, which is, I think, calico, and kind of used a black glazed gel pen to represent the stripes. Not my best work, but overall, I still love this picture, and yeah, definitely one of my favorites for the year. And I colored this very early, like January of this year. At least I think it was January. Might be last year, but we're just going to count it for this year. One of the other ones is my Dark Fairy Tales double page spread. I'm counting this as one because I really kind of did these pages together. I think this is my first Kirby Rosanna's double page spread, and I did the side-by-side Rapunzel type pages, and these were a labor of love, so I love them because I stuck with it. I tried some ideas in my head and they worked, and I used some different things on here and took my time with them, and I'm really proud of myself for the work on these. So this first page here, I based with ink tints in the background and then like a watercolor pencil, I think, for the gray on the sky. Then I came through with Was it pencil? I think it was pencil shading on the top, and actually quite enjoyed that until I got to the stones on the tower. This part I saved till last, and I just hated it all the way through. Um, Honestly, I should have probably switched to pastel pencils. Heck, I might have used pastel pencils for part of this. I think that's what I did. I used colored pencil for part of it. I accepted I did not want to use colored pencil for the rest, and then just switched to pastel. And it worked out really well. Like I said, this page really taught me to feel like I don't have to do everything perfectly, everything with pencil. I can use pastel pencils if I want, mix them with colored pencils. I don't have to do a page all a certain way. I can use a variety of different tools as I want. And it still turned out really nice. And then I just wanted to continue it on this page. I wanted to do something other than just blonde hair, which is why I went with kind of this alien green color. And I was going to do the white outline on this other page, and I started to do it, and I just didn't like it. It was here, the lines in the hair are a lot bigger. Um, so I felt like it was easier to do here than over here. So I just chose to, and then black out the background because I didn't like the gray. So again, just learning to be flexible with coloring. They don't all have to, it doesn't all have to be a certain way. And I love the difference of the two sides. I like the colors I used a lot. I like the different tools I used. And it took a long time. But I'm just proud of the effort I put into these pages and how well it came out. I've been working in this as a project book all year. I had a project tag other people have been participating in. This is kind of on hold until I get back into coloring. So this won't be done by the end of 2026 as I had hoped, but I still feel confident enough to be able to say I will get this done. Even if it takes like 3 years, and I did a substantial number of pages in here. However, I think my favorite one, and this was a little tough because I liked a, a lot of the pages. This is a book I'm really doing a lot of different things in and trying different things, and I kind of love that about it. Do the other pictures always come out looking perfect? No, but it's just fun to play with different things. Oh yeah, this one's my favorite, and I just the color combo. The again, I went really extra on this page. Did a lot of marker blending. I did a galaxy background that I found in one of the, might have been the Coco Wyo like pattern book. And so I created kind of a galaxy background and the green moon. Tried to use some unique colors there. And with the ghosts and the fire and stuff, I just really wanted to make the ghost transparent, but also make the fire and everything transparent. So it took a lot of time, obviously coloring this straight across without the lines so that they look transparent, you know, it made me feel uncomfortable doing that because I felt like I was coloring over the lines. Anybody else that's ever done transparent ghosts or transparent things like that probably know what I mean. But then I did the white outline over the black line, which took a while. I'm not very patient with my white gel pens, my white acrylic paint pens, and this required, 2 or 3 layers to really cover things up. And then used pastel to create kind of the transparent effect. So I don't know. I love the galaxy background. I love the colors in this, kind of a unique color set up here, and then more of your standard fall colors down here. And it's a busy page, but I was really proud of it and the work I put into it. Another page would be Leon's journey. Tammy from Tammy Colors 2 and I. This will be a project book, slowly but surely. I at least said let's start out with kind of the characters page because it's not as intense. And again, I'm proud of this because this was watercolor based with pencil on top. It's something I want to do more of, but oftentimes I don't have the time or the patience to do. Or I have so many whips that have a watercolor base and I haven't come back in with pencil yet. So I was so proud of myself for actually finishing this. And I think it was Supra Color watercolor pencils as a base, and then the Derwent ChromaFlow 150 set on top. I wasn't too jazzed about how the ChromaFlow did on this paper, um, but still, I love the color selection. And again, just spent time on this, was really proud how everything turned out. The owl was really tripping me up. I wasn't sure quite how to color him. I'm somewhat okay with it. I think I got a little overkill with the white gel pen highlights as I do. Um, but overall, again, I really love how Leon turned out, and I think hopefully I documented the colors. I think I did, so I could at least I'd like to use the same colors throughout the book, but that may change as I go along. And finally, Matchstick Mouse, a rainy day coloring book. I did this page, and this is important to me because it reminds me of Bagheera, my cat who passed away in October. I feel like this would be the exact look he would have if he was out in the rain. Um, I even gave him a little snaggletooth, and most of the Morgan O'Brien pictures I do a marker base, alcohol marker base, and then pastel pencil for shading. So a black cat can be difficult to do. You kind of have to go with like a really dark gray as a base and then build the shading with like, a black or a really darker gray. And this picture just reminds me of him. I would like to do, more tribute pictures for him and the other cats I have, currently and who have passed away. But again, time, mental capacity required to do that. But this reminds me a lot of him. So those are my 5 favorite pictures, me personally. Quickly, I will move to a couple honorable mentions. It was really tough not to include a Camellia Angel Cova picture in this set because particularly in October, felt like I did a lot of experimenting in her books too, and her pictures turned out really nice. So this would be probably the one I would say is like number 6. So this was from 50 Dragon Theme Miniatures, another buddy color with Tammy. And we did this page. This was like one of my highest liked pages on Instagram. I took my time, blended with markers, shaded with markers. I found a quick galaxy tutorial because I hate crystals. I hate coloring crystals. And I wanted to do something different. So I took like the galaxy thing and turned them into crystals. And I like how they turned out. I I feel like there's kind of a disconnect between them and the rest of the color scheme because it's more muted pastels, which is not my typical vibe. This dark blue vibrant galaxy colors. So I feel like that it wasn't, I probably could have picked different colors for these, but the effect was really nice. A lot of people really liked how I did the crystals. Hopefully I don't forget and at some point in the future can like show a quick tutorial. It just involves markers and like trying to blend over with markers and avoid it bleeding out of the lines because of the Amazon paper. I even followed and went ahead and did the template page in the same concept. So another one, okay, this will run a little longer, but that's okay. 31 miniatures to color. I was doing really well in this. I got to day 15 when my life just kind of fell apart for good for a good long while. And this was fun because I was really trying a lot of different things. I wanted to make sure I colored with marker and then either use pastel pencil or colored pencil shading on the top. And so I got to day 15 and there's lots of great pictures in here. I tried a lot of different techniques. Um, Here's my other page where I made something, the ghost transparent. But I will say out of all these, it's tough, but I think my favorite one is surprisingly this one. I know, another one with pastel colors in it. It's something just different. I kept the scarecrow kind of like normal scarecrow type colors, but I wanted something unique for the top. And I saw a tutorial where it had like pastel and it had these little like stitches, kind of a checkered pattern, and that's what I recreated on him. And I like the colors of this one. It's a little more soothing, a little more relaxing, a little outside my box in terms of the normal color schemes I go for. And I don't know, this one turned out just, I like it. It's soothing to me. Like when I look at all these, this one's really cool too, but there's a lot of bright fluorescence in it, and I don't know, there's just something, and I like that one because there's a lot of deep blending and shading, but like, I don't know, this one's just pretty. It's just pretty. It's pretty. And it's just soothing to look at. And I did do a few more Disney Color by Numbers this year, which I'm happy about. I think I finally figured out how I like to color these. And I have the acrylic paint pens that I like now, which are mostly King Art with some Molotovs, like the German brand, and I have some Tully Art grays. And for now, I'm pretty happy with those sets. Those seem to be, and I have a few extra random Arctics ones and stuff from over the years, but those are primarily my go-tos, I think. But my best one, I think, out of the year was out of Tome 10 of the Legrand's Classiques, and this one was one I did in October, or no, September for Space Timber. This was my first time trying out the King Art uh, acrylic markers, and I was really impressed with them. And I just thought it turned out cool. I have not seen this movie, but you know, there's a cat. And if I didn't have at least one favorite picture with a cat in it, I think I would shock everyone. And I think this year I had one, two, three, if you count the honorable mentions. So, no, four. So, I mean, that's pretty on brand for me. But this one had a little bit more complex color scheme to it, and it just turned out really nice. And I thought the colors I had in the King Art really match well in this book with the colors. I did move to that seasons one with Olaf, and like I noticed the colors didn't match quite as well in that one, but I made them work. But this one they were pretty accurate, and I don't know. Like I said, it's just cool to look at. I will definitely be doing more color by numbers. That is one thing I was not doing much of in 2025. So there we go. I'm going to try to make this 20 minutes. I got close. Hey, this is good for me, y'all. I mean, so I hope everyone has a safe New Year's. If you're celebrating, if you're just hanging home, that's what I'm going to be doing. We're rewatching the first season of Fallout because I just love it so much. I'm such a Fallout just vibe girly. While I'm waiting for the season 2 episodes to build up. And I think we're just going to chill. We're not doing anything big tonight. And then I've got some things going on later this week. But I do want to do a video where I talk a little more about like what, you know, hey, what was coloring fully like in 2025. Maybe talk about if I can get a number on my completed pages. Talk about the things I didn't do as much, like color by number and stuff like that. But mostly to talk about what I want to do for 2026. Not any concrete plans. We're just not doing those right now. But there are some things lately I've been doing a lot of thinking of in terms of the channel, and there might be some different channel things I want to do, like different types of videos. that I want to focus more on, pivot away from others, and there are reasons for that. So that might be a little bit of a chatty video, not as long as the previous one, but um or it might, I don't know. I've thought about doing a live stream, but we'll see. And yeah, that's just, I want to talk a little bit about that and kind of what I'm planning. I'm not going to be jumping right in 100% out of the gate in 2026. Still dipping my toe into things, but I've colored a couple pictures this past week with my other hobbies. You know, I don't think I'm going anywhere. It just, you might not see me as much, at least for the first few months, as I'm just getting life sorted. But there are plenty of other people here on YouTube, and I think all of us have limited time. And so sometimes, you know, like I said, I've been doing this for 7.5 years. Like, there's some changes that I think I need to make if I want to continue doing this, and I do. But, you know, the person I was when I started this channel is vastly different than the person I am now. So nothing bad, nothing bad, just kind of looking at what I want to do and how best to approach it. That's kind of what the next video will be. So anyway, close enough. Close enough for government work, as they say. But anyway, again, hope you have a safe and happy New Year's. If it needs to be calm, relaxing, and soothing, I hope you have that. If you want to really live it up and have a party, I hope you have a great time. Just be careful. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.